how are you? I hope you all are doing great today. My name is Renu Rathi and today we will be learning our very interesting and a very relatable topic, that is geometry. In this chapter, we will learn about parts and line segment, single closed figure, a circle, how to find the length of a circle, how to measure or draw a line segment, how to compare line segments and how to draw circles. Now let's start with, list out the names of 2D and 3D shapes. So the first one is a 2D shape, that's how you have to complete the remaining part. Now let's start with points and line segment. A point shows an exact location. Point is the smallest shape in the geometry. It is represented by paper by a dot and no dimension, length, breadth, height, it has nothing, but it is named with the capital letter English alphabet, for example A, B, C. Now vertex is a point. These are the vertex. Next is our line segment. A segment is a straight line between 2 points. It is the shortest distance between 2 points. This is a line segment, a side and the slanting lines. Now the sides of a plane figure are line segment. A line segment has a definite length. Line segment AB can be written as this. These are the horizontal lines, vertical lines and slanting lines. Now suppose A and B are 2 points, there can be as many from A to B and B to A, but they all joins from A to B to B to A. Now the straight path from A to B is called the line segment AB, and the line segment AB is denoted by, and A and B are the endpoints of the line segment. Now next is line. A line segment is a part of a line. A line goes on indefinitely in both the directions. The arrow shows that line is never ending. A line has no fixed length and cannot be measured. Line AB can be written as this. Now always remember, PQ is different from QP, as P is the starting point and in QP, Q is the starting point. Now let's start with ray. A ray is also a part of a line. It has a starting point and goes on indefinitely in one direction, and it has no fixed length. It cannot be measured as it cannot be definite length. So ray PQ can be written as like this. Now it shows P is the starting point and goes indefinitely in the direction of Q. Let's start with exercise 12.1. In the first part, we have to choose the correct option and fill in the OMR sheet. 2 points. So first one is the correct answer, A. Next is we have to count and write the number of segments, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 4 segments, that's how we can complete. In the next one, we have to count and write the number of rays. So the number of rays are 4. That's how you can complete it. Next one is measuring line segment. A better way of comparing line segments to measure them using a scale or a ruler. This is a measuring scale. Now let's start with example number 1. We have to measure the scissors using the scale. Now in the first one, we will keep one end of the starting point of the scale. Then we will read the measure on the other end. Now the scissor is 4 centimeter long. Now next is, always remember, we have to measure the line segment. Always keep the scale with 0 mark at the point and holding the scale firmly. The length is 4 centimeter. Now let's look at the mental length. We have to measure the following. So this is 5 centimeter. That's how you have to complete the remaining part. Now let's look at how to draw a line segment. These are our steps. In the step 1, we have always mark a point A with a sharp pencil. In the step 2, we will keep the scale with 0, hold the scale firmly, then draw a line segment of required length and start moving it along the edge of the scale like this. Now let's start with comparing line segments. Now there are 2 line segments, AB and CD. Now which line is longer than the other without using scale? We can compare these 2 line segments AB and CD with the help of divider, the 2 arms. The 2 arms have pointed ends. Divider is an instrument in geometry and the distance between the ends can be adjusted. Now comparing 2 line segments AB and CD, first we place the 2 end points on the divider on A and B of the line segment AB. Now lift the divider without disturbing its arms and place the end point of one arm in C and observe where the end point of other arm is falling. Now here are the working rules. If the end point of the arm falls beyond D, that means AB is longer than. If it falls exactly, that means both are equal, and if it falls before D, that means CD is longer than the line segment AB. Now let's look at simple closed figure. A shape or a figure that begins or ends at different paths is called an open shape. These are the examples of open shapes. A shape or a figure that begins or ends at the same point, that is a closed figure. They all are the examples of closed figure. Now next is a closed shape or a figure that does not close itself is called a simple closed figure, and these all are our examples of simple closed figure. Now next is simple closed figure made of line segments are called polygons. Simple closed curves made of 2 or 3 or more than line segments, that is polygon. Polygon classified as 3 line segment, triangle, quadrilateral 4 line segments, and more than 4 are others. Now always remember the 3 line segments forming a triangle are called its sides. Now following shapes are triangles. Polygons formed by 4 line segments is called a quadrilateral. These are the shapes of a quadrilateral, and the 4 line segment forming a quadrilateral are called its sides. Let's start with exercise 12.2. We have to color the simple closed figure. So this one is a simple closed figure. That's how you have to complete the remaining part. Now we have to color the polygrams. So this is a polygram. That's how you can color the remaining part. In the next one, we have to join the dots with the straight lines and name each polygon you make. So this one is a square. That's how you can complete the remaining parts. Now next is a circle. We are familiar with various circular objects like bangles, lids of vessels, carom coins, wheels of vehicles, etc. These objects help to understand the idea of a circle, how to draw a circle. Now use a bangle and draw the circle on a sheet of paper. Cut out the circle, fold the circle in half, crease the quarters. Now open it. This is our length of the circumference, radius, semicircle and diameter. Now the point where the 2 creased line meets its curve, that is called the diameter. The half circle is called the semicircle, and the length of the circle is called the semicircle. Now diameter is twice of radius, radius is half of diameter. Now parts of a circle, the center of circle is O, radii are OA, OB, OC, diameter is BC. A diameter divides the circle into 2 equal parts, and each part is called a semicircle. Now points A, B and C lie on the circle. O is the interior of the circle, and all the points on the circle are of equal distances from the center of the circle. Now let's start with finding the length of a circle. Working rules are so simple. We have to take a bangle and a string. Then to find the length of the bangle, we shall use the string. Start at any point and then put it on the scale. You will know what is the length of the circle. Now in step 4, we will find the string around the bangle till it meets the starting point. Then we will measure the string with the scale, and the length of the string is length of the circle or its circumcenter. A circle is a geometrical figure while circumference is its length. Now how to draw circles? A compass is used to draw a circle of particular radius. Now here are the working rules. Firstly, we will keep the compass needle at point O. Then we will open the compass to measure the required radius like this. Then in step 2, we will draw a circle of radius 2 cm on a sheet of paper, and we will keep the compass needle fixed on the paper. After that, we will move the pencil arm along it like this to draw the circle. Now the distance between the needle and the pencil is called the radius of the circle. Now mental maths. You have to use a compass to draw a radius of these kinds of circles. Now let's start with exercise 12.3. In the first one, in the circle name the center, that is O. In the next one, write T for true and F for false. A circle is a polygon. Yes. That's how you can complete the remaining part. Now let's look at the think tank. In the first one, a line has no end points. In the next one, a dash is the smallest shape in geometry. A point is the smallest shape in geometry. In the next one, we have to match the column A with the column B. So this one is a line segment B. That's how you can complete the remaining part. Now next is our maths puzzle. Sudoku with shapes. Complete the Sudoku by filling in the correct shapes. You have to fill these shapes here, like this one is here. That's how this is a triangle. That's how you have to complete it. Next is mental maths. How many triangles can you find in the picture? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and so on. That's how you have to complete it. Now I hope you have understood the chapter pretty well. You just have to practice exercise questions and don't forget to revise this topic again.